So back to go to the game. Normally, when I've done video diaries before, this is the most interesting bit. This is the bit with the most footage where there's loads of atmosphere building up and fans everywhere and pubs and fan parks and all that shit. And one of the very few downsides of having a tournament in the city I live and during a pandemic is I can't really do that. I mean, not as much. I'm just going to get on the underground. Also, Wembley's a bit of a shithole.
Though they do have these new builds that have really silly American names in fucking Brent.
Don't really know how to make that interesting. Short of doing what they do in films and just having, you know, London Calling playing under a picture of Big Ben. I mean, I'll try and think of something, I guess. Do I look like a massive cunt?
Copyright. Oh, fuck it.
Guys, what we don't want to see is politics in football.
Coming out of lockdown, it's been a year of total depression. But we're ready to get on it again, cause we basically learned no lessons. But now Euro 20's finally here, and we're one of the host 11. It's like Euro 96 if there was less shit into place in 1997.
So at this point I was actually trying to record the kneeling and the reaction to it, but I accidentally recorded it in slow motion, which, you know, I think that's a kind of poetic quality to the footage, but, you know, it's just very slow and you can't hear anything. So, whoops.
What?
That was fun, wasn't it? Yeah. That was not crap. This was my 6th tournament, 5th opening game, often with just as terrible hair. What? Yeah, and they just really usually don't go like that. That was largely awful. I mean, a lot of people already said this is our first opening win game at European Championship, but we've only won like 2 opening games at any tournament since about '98. So, you know, we're conditioned to expect some nonsense. You know, what England are really good at is going into a tournament with like supreme confidence and then just immediately smearing everything in shit. So, you know, however uninspiringly we played, we fucking won that. The booing was pleasantly surprising, actually. I'll rephrase that. Expecting to have to go on some long, angry rant, but actually after a very small initial burst of boos, it was immediately overwhelmed by like lots of cheering and clapping from all the good-hearted Marxist comrades in the crowd. So, you know, take that, you fucking
Politically concerned supporters.
Calvin Phillips, player of the tournament. Locked. Iffy hair though, but a lot of love for Tyrone Mings in his post-match interview, being asked if this was going to have a regular tournament performance, essentially saying, how the fuck should I know? You know, they just seem like such a lovely group of lads. How can you not like these lads? They're likely lads. Don't fucking boo these fucking people. They're great. Really great reception for Marcus Rashford coming on, which is great. Marcus Rashford is a lot of great things. You know, feeder of the children, reader to the children, doctor, MBE. Not a right winger though. Does not work on the right. Surely we've worked this out by now. Play him on the left. Bellingham when he came on, banging. The COVID restrictions were all right. I mean, all the seats were spaced apart. But obviously most people came in groups or families, so, you know, they just huddled together instantly, and then someone scuttled down from the concourse and went, excuse me, can you move? They didn't sound like that, but, you know, can you move apart, please? And they did, and they just went back together again. And, you know, made you put your masks on, but hey, it was fine. Let's all stay safe, huh? It's good. Other things to say. So, not really anything to complain about, you know, especially as I'm drunk. So, bring on Scotland, let's do this. Come on, England. Couple of additional things that occurred to me that escaped me last night because of drinking. The atmosphere was kind of fine. You know, when we were up, you know, in the first 15 minutes or so, or just after the goal. You know, you felt like you were in a football stadium, or at least, you know, the kind of football stadium Wembley occasionally is. But when we were down, and, you know, when we kind of reverted to basically England, it was kind of flat and, you know, more like the airport terminal Wembley usually is. It's gonna be hard to start songs and, you know, get momentum and stuff from the crowd. So really, I think it's gonna be more onus than ever on the players feeding the crowd and not the other way around. Not that the Wembley home crowd ever did that anyway, but yeah, you know, when things are flat, it's just like disparate voices screaming in an airport. Sterling, who I just realised I should touch on, you know, grew up in the shadow of Wembley, probably on the corner of Lexington and Bowery. Yeah, he's profligate, we know that, but good for him. Confidence. We want our players to have confidence. So again, come on England.
It's the rampage primate, just a domesticated ape who celebrates pain in the vegetation.